Hope you all are having a great time. Let's get started with this new session. My name is Ms. Prachivani, and today we are going to talk about outdoor catering. Outdoor catering is also known as off-premises catering. Now, what is the meaning of it? The meaning of outdoor catering is these events are held outside the hotel premises, and this is an extension to the banquets department, which is also called as function catering. Now, these events can be either be carried out by the, let's say, an event management company or the banquet department of the hotel. Why are we studying ODC? The reason behind this is, as I said, the event is not held in the hotel premises, so it needs to be planned with a lot of detail. A single miss out in carrying a required equipment or, let's say, a particular food item can be a reason for customer dissatisfaction. This is also one of the premier service which is offered by the hotel. Now, who all are initially involved when we are talking about taking a particular outdoor catering or planning for outdoor catering? The first is banquet manager, because he's the one who understands the operation well. Banquet chef. Chef is going to tell us which menu can be served outside the hotel premises and which cannot be served. Kitchen stewarding manager, he's going to assist us with the required equipments. And banquet sales manager, because this person is in touch with the customer all the time, because he's the one who's taking the bookings and then going to make the function prospectus after all the details are taken. Now, before you take any outdoor catering or before you confirm any outdoor catering and say yes to the customer, we have to start with initial survey. Now, this survey could be taken by all those 4 people who are involved in taking decision, or it could be a banquet manager who can go to the initial survey and come back and share the information with other 3. So when I'm saying basic survey, there are few things that we have to understand. The first is the type of function. What kind of function it is? Is it a wedding or a conference? Because every function will come with their own requirement. Now, the function date or the day needs to be also considered, because you have to come back and make sure that you can manage the manpower, because obviously you will have functions in the hotel, and when you are taking ODC, you'll have to also send few of your staff to that location. Research in terms of distance to the site needs to be done because it needs to be feasible. Local purchase, if you are doing a function in a particular area and if you need to rely on local market, so you also have to understand the market to an extent which will support you for any kind of backup that you need. Now for details, number of packs who are attending the function, that is number of people who are going to attend the function is required, because you'll have to carry those many number of equipments and that kind of backup to the site. Menu, maybe you will have to plan a snacks menu or elaborate menu. That entirely depends on the kind of function it is. A chef is going to give his inputs in terms of what is convenient or feasible for him to cook or to send from the hotel to the site. So the type of menu that you want to serve is equally important. Now, when we're talking about the exact location, we are talking about security clearance, layout of the area, transport facility with parking space. We are also saying that resources which are available are extremely important in terms of your staff and availability of water, gas, electricity, drainage at the site. Let's say they're not allowing you to carry a microwave, or they're not going to give you an electricity point. You have to have a plan B in that case. Now, you also have to think about the time available with you to set up the entire place. Here, you also have to check for required permissions from the authority. Maybe you are in a particular area wherein, let's say you have a function in the evening and you want to use or you want to play music. So you have to make sure that you have a permission from respective authority to play that kind of music. That permission could be taken by the customer who's planning for this outdoor catering. Now we're saying service. The type of service plays a very important role. If you are planning for a silver service, you'll have to have more people with you to do the same. If your guest is asking for any kind of takeaway, if he is asking for you to pack the food, you need to have a backup in terms of those equipments that you would need. Service of alcoholic beverages, you would definitely need a license if you are serving alcoholic beverages. That license can be arranged by the customer, but that needs to be clear before you take the function. Now for under provisions, you have to also ask the customer, or when you're doing a survey, make sure that you have a provision to serve hot and cold beverages. It could be, let's say, a dispensing machine for a tea coffee machine, or maybe if you want to carry your own equipment, you would need a electricity point. Heating and reheating facility, as I mentioned. Now, you would also need a van, which is equipped to carry raw material and set up material. Now that van will need a parking space. So do ask your customer for a parking space for sure. Special requests like flower arrangements can be made available. Here, do ask the kind of budget guest has when he is asking you for all the details and you are sharing that kind of information. Overhead cost is something you have to keep in mind when you are deciding on the price. That is why I said it is one of the premier service which is offered. When we are saying under health, the medical facility has to be available. Let's say like an ambulance or first aid could be definitely made available because you are not in the hotel premises. So you have to have this backup ready. Other facilities like wash up, you would need wash up area because you're carrying a lot of equipment. They need to be washed before you get them back to the hotel. Garbage disposable, after the function, you will have to make sure that the garbage is disposed of in a proper way, and space for storage. Let's say in a situation wherein you have to carry equipments one day prior to the function, you have to have enough space to store all those equipments in lock and key. Okay. Now, once the survey is done, once you're back with the kind of information that you needed, we're going to make a proposal and send it to the guest. Now, this is the first initial document that you make and send it across to the customer. Now, the approval is going to be sanctioned, or the approval is going to come from the guest, and then a contract will be made with all the terms and conditions, and the same is going to be sent back to the customer for signature. In this case, an advance booking amount can be asked for with the signed copy of the contract. Now here, function prospectus needs to be made. So you have all the details, proposal is signed, contract is signed, function prospectus with all the final details is made and then circulated in concerned departments like kitchen stewarding, your kitchen. Then one copy goes to food and beverage controller, one copy goes to the banquet operations. And if you have flower arrangements, then that one copy needs to also be given to the housekeeping department. Now, when we're talking about billing, there are two options we have. One, billing can be done at the hotel after the event, or it can be done on the site. Now, when we are saying at the hotel, you might want to come back to the hotel, raise the bill, and then go back to the venue and get it settled. Or maybe if you are very sure about the kind of number of people or guaranteed number which is told by the customer, you can raise the bill and get it with you, and then the guest can sign the bill. It could be settled by credit card, so you'll have to carry a portable machine with you. or in cash. Now, when you are taking cash about 25,000, you would again need a copy of a PAN card. So all those minute details are also to be taken care of. I hope you have watched the video carefully. Quiz link is in the video description. So start thinking towards that. I have taken template from this site, the PPT template. It's a beautiful template indeed. And I've used this book by Food and Beverage Service book by Dennis Lillicrap. On that note, thank you and see you soon. In the meantime, you all take care of your health.